thrill me.
This show is part of the Thrill Me Podcast Network. Experience more on Facebook and YouTube.
Core memory unlocked.
Horror.
15 years ago, I was told there was nothing left.
Better hurry up. Live or die. Make your choice.
A ver, hijo de la chingada, deja de estar viendo memes, pendejo.
¡A la verga, me vale verga, perro! ¡Y cállate a la verga, cállate!
Best part of the week right there. Spanish.
You can't hate it. You can't hate it. Spanish Chucky rules.
Espanol Chucky. Oh, yes.
God. Hey, welcome in to Core Memory Unlocked Horror. I'm Zach. That's wonderful.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, and this is a Patreon exclusive, but let me tell you, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if this is going to be a 1 week kind of like the Patreon will get it in advance. Just maybe this might end up being the tester to see if people want to join. So many people liking, commenting, talking about the movie we are going to get into tonight.
Yes. That makes me happy.
Me too, because I've always had a love and admiration for this 1996 film, The Frightners, but it seems like it definitely has a fan base that I didn't know existed.
And that's what makes me happy here is I didn't know it existed either, which in the day and age of the internet, I've talked about this film, but I feel like I haven't come across many people that tend to agree with me. Like, this is a film that has stuck with me from the moment I saw this movie. I knew you would want to do this film because you're a Michael J. Fox fan, so I knew for a fact you had seen this movie without us ever discussing it, but I didn't know what your feelings were on it. So I'm curious to find out how you feel about this film. I'm getting a good impression. I'm getting a good vibe from you to start. I'm liking the vibe right now. So I'm curious to see where it goes. But that excites me to know that there's an audience for this film, because I truthfully, for whatever reason in my head, always remembered this movie being a flop. And
it is. I looked up its box office, and from what I saw, I want to say the total, it made 36 million worldwide. I think it made 20s here, and that's kind of the hard part about it. When this movie came out, I was a kid. There's only so many movies my mom's going to take me to go see. But what I love about this film, it feels like one of those horror movies that not only do you grow up with, but you find information about. It's what leads you to different movies where like Evil Dead is like, oh, Sam Raimi did this. Oh, Sam Raimi did that. Oh, this is how they did the special effects. This movie, oh, Peter Jackson did it. Oh, let me check out this movie, Dead or Alive, or Dead Alive. let me check out. Oh, he's wait a second. This guy who did Lord of the Rings did the movie that I loved. I did not realize that. Oh, not only that, he bought all these computers to do the special effects of this movie, which is the precursor to how he did his special effects in Lord of the Rings. Like, this was his tryout to become a studio filmmaker.
Which is wild that this is the film. When you go to that IMDb page and you're like, and you see Lord of the Rings, the film prior to that is this. This is the last horror movie he's made. Like, I have been hoping Peter Jackson, now that he is so well renowned and loved by critics, I've been hoping for him to go back and actually do a horror movie, because I would love for him. He has such a weird, quirky sense of the genre, of how to tell the story in the genre. Like, I love Peter Jackson's horror movies. Dead Alive is wild. It is absolutely bonkers. And this fits that same tone of just being playful, goofy, scary, and a well-told film from start to finish, that has a strong cast that is really committed.
And for its time, and I will continue to say this, like, I know age has come to this film, but when these special effects were around in 1996, it's like, yeah, you can gawk at it today or whatever, but like, good God, when this came out, it felt like brand new. Oh my God, we're changing the game.
Yeah. This was. I remember the special effects to this. I remember everything about this because this was one of those movies where, you mentioned only X amount of movies that you and your mom would get to go see.
Right.
For me, this was one of the ones where I was very excited to see a horror movie with my dad because I really wanted to see it because I, as well, Michael J. Fox fan. I mean, God, this was Marty McFly for our childhood. So this guy is in something I'm going to want to see it. I've seen Life of Mikey because Michael J. Fox. Like,
yeah. 100%. I've seen so many movies of his. Mars Attacks, as much as I do like that film for what it is, my want to go see it was because Michael J. Fox was in it, and I was pissed as fuck when he died 20 minutes in.
Early on. Yeah, I feel the same way. Felt the same way. I feel very much the same way.
One of my favorite things, and to unlock a core memory, one of my favorite things was going to the movie theater at Greenbrier Mall, which I believe was just a standard Regal or something, but seeing the coming attraction posters, and this poster was that coming attraction. What an inventive teaser, gives nothing away of the movie, but also sells what this is going to do, like ghosts in walls, ghosts in wallpapers and
coming
stuff like
out
that.
Of the walls.
Yeah, and I love the tagline, "Dead Yet?" There's just... This movie has a lot of fun. And in case if you are one of the few that apparently haven't seen this movie since it was released in home video, DVD, or whatever, we're going to play the trailer real quick. Let me go ahead and sneak this because I ain't trying to get copyrighted. Don't you copyright me. All right, so this is the trailer for The Frightners. Hopefully I hear it. Yes, I can.
There has been a destructive force unleashed on this town such as I have never seen.
Oh my God, I don't believe this is not happening!
We have got a poltergeist!
Okay, well, folks, I can do a clearance, but it's not going to be cheap. Although I do offer a 6-month guarantee.
That fellow takes us totally for granted.
Hey, Stuart, in or out, huh?
Frank Bannister had a remarkable ability
Psychic investigator?
to communicate with the dead.
You could see spirits?
Emanations are normally confined to the cemetery,
You cannot push spirits around!
although they do escape.
And an uncanny
God, the
knack
ghost looks so
Get the
good.
living daylights out of your parents.
for making a profit off the living.
We're supposed to be his business partners.
Everyone says that you're a fraud, but I've seen what you can do.
Give it up, Frank. Death ain't no way to make a living.
But now, some things put the fear of death in the living
What is happening to me?
and send the dead running for their lives.
I've seen a figure in a cape.
That was the soul collector. When your number's up, that's it.
Frank, we got problems. All these murders that have been going on in Fairwater, they're gonna pin them on you.
From Universal Pictures and Robert Zemeckis.
You're next, pal.
And acclaimed director Peter Jackson.
We don't stop till the screaming starts, you dig?
The Frightners.
All right, so
Man.
few things I want to talk about. Shut up, Finn. Here we go.
Yes.
Just from the trailer alone, that got me like, good God Almighty, this movie was maybe not even before its time. It is literally a film that should be set in the same time frame as Ghostbusters and Beetlejuice.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt the score played a little bit to Beetlejuice and Ghostbusters, and you even hear it a little bit there. It sounds like the dun 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 dun. Like it kind of has
Danny
a little bit
Elfman
of that.
Danny Elfman did the
Oh, I
music.
was unaware that Danny Elfman did the music for this, but that makes sense because I've been trying to think of when to weave this fact in for you, but I feel like I should just hit you with this fact right now. So, knowing Danny Elfman did the music, that makes sense. Robert Zemeckis was the producer for this. That makes sense because Robert Zemeckis had actually asked Peter Jackson to write a script for the first Tales from the Crypt movie. This was the script turned into Robert Zemeckis, and Robert Zemeckis' response was, "This is too good. Do it yourself."
Really?
So this was originally a task of write a Tales from the Crypt movie because they were starting. This is when they were starting to make that transition. This would have originally been the first Tales from the Crypt film.
Wow. And that's why he sat on it and it took a couple of years because Demon Knight's what, 95?
Demon Knights is 95. So
it's about the same time frame.
Yep, this was Peter Jackson. Here's me producing it for you. So that makes sense then that Danny Elfman would get involved because he was involved with Tales from the Crypt. And
Zemeckis with Michael J. Fox would do this because Back to the Future.
And they've done a Tales from the Crypt together as well. They did do a Tales from the Crypt. You can hear that on our Patreon.
That's fantastic.
Directed by Michael J. Fox.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. Like going back to even like the font style. The font style screams Ghostbusters and Beetlejuice. Like that's why I said it's not before its time. It's actually past its time. But like now that time has evolved and people can just watch things on streaming, it fits in that same kind of comedy horror that I personally love. I love this movie from beginning to end. I think even the trailer, what it did a good job of, it's a swerve. That's not the story. Like the story is skeleton, no pun intended, of what you're seeing, but there's so much more in it. And that's what's great about this. I have the anniversary Blu-ray
15.
and
I got the same.
Oh, cool. So did you watch theatrically or did you watch the directors?
I watched the theatrical. I haven't watched the directors yet. I haven't brought myself to watch the directors yet.
I'll be honest, and I like the director's version because like everything that they add in extra, which is more about his relationship with the ghost. It's more relationship with the ghost. It's not needed. Like it's not something that you're missing. There are a couple of more gags that they use, but I think the theatrical is probably my for now go on watch. But I think this cast is stellar. I'm not even going to lie to you. Did not realize that was Dee Wallace until this last watch.
Well, and I wanted to bring up Dee Wallace because you talk about this film and all the swerves in this movie. Do we want to talk about the Dee Wallace part of this film?
Just go into it?
Just go into that because I believe up to this point, and I did the IMDb, I did the deep dive up to this point. Outside of like, you could say like maybe in Cujo, she's an unlikable character for, but that's the point. She's supposed to be unlikable while protecting.
She's always right.
But she's never played a villain.
Right.
Until this moment.
Wow. That's why, I mean, like,
she's kind of,
she always plays mom.
Yeah, she always plays protective mom, and here she gets to for the first time, and she's done it a lot since then because she's in Rob Zombie films, Lords of Salem. Yeah, she's one of the lords. But that is the first time that when looking at the IMDb, that I was like, that's a straight up villain role. Like that's a swerve. That is definitely like that's got to be like I can imagine for my dad, who has only seen her, E.T.'s mom, Cujo, always playing the protective mother. All of a sudden, it's like, no, here's a twist. She actually fucking cray-cray. And it's
which throughout the movie, she's playing this like, oh, I'm a victim. I'm the victim of Johnny. I'm a victim of this whole thing till the end when it's like, no, I talked to him. We planned this. So much so, I love that, like, you get more information as the movie's going, like, oh, his wife died. Oh, he drove the car. Oh, she fell out, but they didn't find the exo knife while she also had a carving in her head. And then, like, everything's playing, and then you're, oh, she actually came and did it. I also love, again, we're just bouncing around.
Yeah, we just need to bounce around on this film.
I love that he, like, Jake Busey's character, when he's a ghost, he's playing the Reaper, basically, as, like, a disguise, but then eventually it comes out that it's him. And what I kind of loved is, like, he's so powerful as the Reaper, but eventually when Michael J. Fox becomes a ghost and like takes him down, he's too weak to kill, so he's getting Dee Wallace to do the killing. Like, it's kind of a smart take that you take for granted until if you watch is when you do, and it's like, oh man. So there's kind of like unwritten story that you kind of have to figure out for yourself that I love about this movie.
And I love movies that do that allow us, the audience, that can tell us a story and don't have to spoon feed you every single detail of it, that you can figure out and piece together, like, oh crap, she's actually been committing a bunch of these murders. Like, they are a team that is trying to kill more than every other serial killer. Like that, because that's their whole goal is, you know, their whole thing was, we want to go down as the most notorious serial killers. Like, that's pretty much the meat and bones of the end of it. But I love, but Jake Busey is just
stellar,
wonderfully cast in this.
So, like, his best role.
Yeah, he crushes the psychotic villain, which makes sense because he's a Busey. But he's a little more sane. And just really like knocks it out of the park, dude. I loved him in this role. I wanted more Jake Busey. I went through a weird Jake Busey phase. There was like a TV show he did on UPN back in the day that I watched.
He's the type of guy that, like, in that time frame you were kind of rooting for to become a bigger guy, and he never got that level. He's, honest to God, in the same kind of time frame. He's basically another version of Matthew Lillard. It's a guy you're rooting for, but like he never.
He's a likable villain. Like a likable villain in the movie, even though like he's absolutely batshit crazy. But he's able to bring a charisma to that craziness. Like, I don't know, there's something about it that works. And you're right, the Matthew Lillard of it, he is like the rip-off Matthew Lillard of that generation of kind of hoping he takes off, but he never does, and he unfortunately peaks at Tomcats.
Yes, he does. Unfortunately.
Which we can do that for Memory Unlocked Horror.
Oh my God.
A movie I really wanted to see, and then I did. It was like...
doesn't live up to the potential.
It was like Sorority Boys. You really tricked me into thinking that this was going to be a fun R-rated comedy, and
got me good, you fuckers.
I hate you fuckers. And then 40-Year-Old Virgin came around, and I was like, finally, you guys finally figured out how to do this funny again.
Oh, yeah. Really quickly, to talk about the actors.
Yes, I wanted to keep going the actors as well.
Dee Wallace was someone that I didn't realize in this viewing who it was. Another one, I didn't realize John Astin, who is Gomez in the original TV show, and The Burbs. No, not The Burbs. Is he in The Burbs?
Yeah, I believe he's in The Burbs.
He's in The Burbs,
I'm
right?
going to double check that. You keep going. I'll double check that.
But he's in this as the judge, and that makeup is so good. Did not realize the judge was played by him. He's wonderful in this. The makeup's wonderful as well. And what a treat in recent memory is that I've seen on TikTok. Have you seen the outtakes where Michael J. Fox accidentally calls him Doc?
No.
You look it up. It is the best thing in the world. The outtakes have come out. It was someone was telling the story, I forget who it is, but they were saying that on set, Michael J. Fox, and I don't know if it has anything to do with Parkinson's. I wonder if that was actually a part of the documentary as well. If it was one of those early signs where he would do scenes and he's like, you know what we're doing, Doc? What am I doing? Like, you see him going through the process and stuff. But if it was an honest flub, hilarious. Like, that is top notch. One of my favorite things. And he does it twice. So you should look it up on TikTok.
All right. I did not see him listed in The Burbs. So.
Oh, you know what I was thinking?
I think I know.
I was thinking T-Wolf 2.
Okay.
I love T-Wolf 2.
There it is.
I'm so sorry.
There we go. But yes, I wanted to bring up John Astin as well because I thought it was awesome to get where you get an iconic character actor to portray this heavily made up ghost that is really, you know, and unfortunately isn't in the film for the entire time as well. And you know, we lose midway through is like somebody that the audience instantly, you know, like this film feels like it grabbed every audience.
Yeah.
Like it really did. And that's a great one. But I also wanted to bring up Jeffrey Combs because
you mean the Reanimator show stealing son of a bitch himself?
This fucking guy
has
the audacity to roll on to a Michael J. Fox film and steal every single scene that he is in, which just enhances it because you have Michael J. Fox at the top of his game still. You have D. Wallace
playing it like he's like he's playing it like he's Marty. Like every time I'm watching him, I'm like, this is just Marty McFly.
It is. It's Marty. It's one of Marty McFly's schemes. Like this is 100%.
This is an ultimate
darkest timeline. This is darkest timeline. Back to the Future. Doc died.
After 1885, Doc died and became the judge.
Yep, became the judge. Like went back in time, became a judge. That's why he's Doc Judge.
Oh my god.
His what? Like, oh my god. Why am I forgetting?
Christopher
why am I
Lloyd?
forgetting his Jennifer? Jennifer's dead. He killed Jennifer in a car accident.
Oh yeah. They hit that Mercedes when they came back in time.
Yes.
When that happened, she actually died this time.
She actually died this time, which caused.
This is why he plays basketball because he used to be a wolf, and that's why he. That's why.
You can connect all of the Michael J. Fox universe into this.
Oh
He's able to fund this as well. Family Ties.
I love the MJ.
Finally came through for him.
I love the MJU.
So Jeffrey Combs comes into this film and steals every single scene. I still laugh to this day at the hemorrhoid blow up seat pillow. That scene is so funny. Because you know, and I still remember, like, there's so much memory to this film. I haven't even shared my theater going experience with this one because there is, oh my god, there's a story to tell of it. But I still remember the first time seeing it, and even rewatching it this time, just that like instant, like at this point of the film, he's so you're just like, he could fucking kill her. Like he might literally just kill her. Like, and you're like, he's gonna kill her. Holy shit! And he pulls out little right seat.
Yeah.
Just the funniest fucking bit. The funniest bit. It's so funny.
Yeah. No, he's quite wonderful, and you love his like doesn't want to be near people.
No.
He doesn't like if you're too close. Like he's seen some shit, and you see it when like he rips open his thing. He's been like, I've been with cults and stuff. And you start seeing like little things, like when he puts up his hands and you see the swastika, and he's just starting, and he thinks he's controlling a car with his mind, but Michael J. Ghost is doing
you can do this?
Am I doing this? Wait, don't go.
Come back.
I mean, it's just so wonderful. But like, again, this movie is just, it's funny at the right times. It's scary at the right times. And we said it on Haunters, where like my watch this time, this is that movie, that growing up movie I would absolutely adore seeing as a house. Would it pull off the same as Poltergeist? Maybe not, but boy, oh boy, just walking through some of the things and seeing ghosts coming through the wall and stuff like that, the Reaper trying to get you with the scythe. I mean, there's so many cool moments through this that I think could resonate today, and I think kids would jump on board to watch.
Yeah, this is a film that if you haven't seen it, sorry we just spoiled a whole ton of it for you.
That's on your own.
Yeah, so go watch it now if we haven't sold you on that. But if you haven't seen it in a while, I'm telling you, go rewatch it. Like, you're just gonna have a blast with it. You could see it as a HHN house. You could just see it as a whole bunch of like. It's so fun, dude. I enjoy watching this movie every time that I get a chance to see it. I remember. Not only did I get to see it in theaters, but I remember when it came out on VHS. Rented it from the supermarket rental store.
Yeah. My Farm Fresh used to have one. Yeah.
Our Pathmark had a little like, it's the Pathmark rental store. You got to sign up. Rented it from there and watched it so many times over and over. But really quickly to share my core memory of my theater going experience on this. I will never forget it. Because this was a film again. I wanted to see this one. My dad wanted to see it, so father-son day to go see a horror movie with Michael J. Fox. I'm stoked. United Artists Theater, hell yeah, UA Theater, baby. Back in the day, that was
Kimsville.
No, this was back on Long Island. So this was
Long Island. Okay,
Long Island, man. We United Artists was the shit until Regal came in. And like,
our cinema cafe at Kimsville was a United Artists.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! That makes me a little happy. Makes a movement down low.
Yeah,
below the belt. Because I like that one. So now when I go there, I'm gonna be like, yeah. So now when I go there to see a movie, I'm gonna feel a little different knowing that. But United Artists Theater. Matinee showing on a Sunday. We always did the Sundays. And sitting there, movie's begun, about like 20 minutes into the movie or whatever, like right when you're starting to see like the beginning of like, oh, he's a con artist type deal.
When you get to see Ray, which we didn't talk about, Ray is a
Ray is such a fucking an 80s douchebag character.
That's Ray for you. Always up and leaving. You bitch.
So fucking funny.
I love him.
Such a great dickhead character that you just love the whole way. But isn't a full-blown dick where like you hate him. You feel bad for him every step of the way.
You do.
He's just clueless. He's just a clueless dick.
Him at his funeral, he's like, oh God, he's right. He's not being wrong. It's a goddamn tragedy.
So funny.
Oh my God, I love it.
So as like all of that shit's actually going on and all of that. Another family that's in there. The kids didn't sit next to the mom and dad. They sat in the same row as my father and me. They were on the end. We were a little more in the middle. Okay, whatever. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was on the end. They were in the middle because this is what ended up happening. The parents got into the biggest, loudest, fuck you, I hate you screaming match my dad made me move seats. Long Island, man. Let me tell you. Patchogue, Long Island. In the 90s. There's a reason why the minute the Regal opened in Lake Ronkonkoma, there's a reason why the Patchogue UA became a no man's land. It became the place you go with the sticky floors. You're like, wait, really? They're not showing Troy at Regal? Oh, come on. You mean I got to go to Patchogue? Dun, dun, dun. Fucking rolling into security. That's the place where I tried to see Freddy versus Jason with a friend, and they had cops there checking IDs.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was I can't get in.
I can't see it. Yep.
But I got into Regal.
Well, yeah. Lax, baby. Lax.
Yeah, exactly. They were like, is this parent going to stay with you tonight? Of course.
Yeah. You're watching it with me.
All right, pick you up in 2 hours.
That's
so.
great.
Yeah, these two
big drop.
Big, huge fucking fight in the middle of the movie where my dad like made me move from the aisle seat in, and that's when the girl, the kid leaned over and was like, "They do this all the time. You don't need to worry." And it was like, poor child.
Poor
child that is
apologizing for their parents.
Apologizing for their parents having a blow-up fight in the middle of a Michael J. Fox comedy horror movie, rooting it for everybody else in this matinee on a Sunday.
Damn.
And this poor child has to apologize for them, but also like the fact that it's just so common for them that they're like, they do it all the time. And yeah, those parents, by the way, left, and I did not see them for the remainder of the movie.
Wow.
So poor child, I hope they had a ride home.
They found him? Damn.
So that was my wild going experience with that one, which will always stick with me outside of the film being awesome.
So my core memory of this is that multiple times I saw this on Stars. That's like anytime this came on Stars, I'm watching it.
Movies, only movies.
Exactly. But before then, the movie came out. I got the VHS. My mom knew I wanted to see it. I didn't get to go see it in theater. She bought me the VHS. And this was the time where like the hologram covers were the big thing. So like this was the skull of the poster coming in and out, which chef's kiss. But my core memory of this after watching it, loved it so much that I convinced my mom to go to work, I almost said my real name. My real name, Zach, my real birthright name, Zach Hilton, business cards that said Zach Hilton, paranormal investigator. And I went around my neighborhood going house to house. Hey, if you have a ghost, I'm your man. I will get that ghost out.
And then you got a call from a neighbor down the street who told you that there was a ghost in the basement. And you went down into the basement. And then you fell into a well. And then you put the lotion on the skin and did what it was told.
It was very not the ghost we were looking for. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, drop your pants. He had the thing looking. Oh yeah, this is a nasty one here.
You had to close your eyes and suck for the ectoplasm. And this is why it was taken off.
No wonder I love Saltburn so much. I love bath water.
I haven't even seen it and I get it.
Oh my God. But all this being said, this movie still holds up in my mind. I think even if you can look past of the special effects, like, yeah, some of it is going to be dated. Some of it looks like a PS2 game at some points. But like overall, the story, the acting, the ghost, like we didn't even get into Stewart and the 70s ghost. Like we didn't get Cedric. We didn't get into them, which they were fun side guys.
No,
yes.
What was his name?
What the fuck is...
Why am I forgetting his name?
Why are you forgetting his name? So, yeah, Stewart and...
Cyrus.
All
right,
yep,
I knew. All right, I had the C right.
Where cameo by R. Lee Ermey as Hiles.
Yeah.
He's great in this.
That's your fucking...
That's Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And stating Silverman.
Yeah, like there's just so much about this movie feels 90s while also encompasses an 80s spirit that kind of makes it just timeless, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's so fun. Yeah. After learning the Tales from the Crypt fact as well.
Which that's a good fact.
Right, that was so cool when I stumbled upon that one. I was blown away by that, but it makes sense since I do the Tales from the Crypt show. Which get ready for a big January blowout of 3 episodes. We're gonna just crank out the season. We're just gonna crank out and finish the season. How
many seasons are left after?
Like 3. And the movies.
Okay. Just call me for Demon Night, baby. I'm ready for Demon Night.
Oh, I thought you wanted Bordello as well.
Oh, I'll do it. Don't you worry. It was a blockbuster rental.
Yeah,
it was a blockbuster rental.
It was. I think Comedy Central first time I saw it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. All right, so that is the Frightners.
Get to enjoy the boobs.
That's the Frightners.
Yes, this film, Frightners.
Let us know how you feel about it. Like I said, I don't know if I'm putting this out. I
think give it 2 weeks and then let's let the people hear.
Let the world have the Frightners.
So let you Patreons enjoy it for the 2 weeks, enjoy all of the fun and
just this one, just because there were so many, and I know people aren't going to be, they're not going to be clamoring, but maybe this will make them want to come in and become Patreon. So
hey, I mean, we've got some great stuff.
We got great stuff, and you know what? All the people love it. Let me tell you about these people.
Hey.
Christy, Brady, Joe, Michelle, Mark, Mariah, Nicole, Justin, and the Chad, and thou shall not be named. We appreciate you for being Patreons. We love you so much, and we'll catch you next time. So, bye.
Bye.